G'day guys, Aaron here from MMT. Welcome to another episode of Fix It Yourself. Another very important episode today. We're talking about the foot again, but this time the top of the foot. All this space here, okay? So you've probably watched our bottom of the foot episode, doing the opposite side, all right? So still just as important as the bottom of the foot, all right? So not only are we gonna look at the joints and the muscles that are situated in the foot themselves, but we're also going to look at some of the muscles in the outer calf and the shin that actually come on and attach throughout the foot and the toes. All right, so come on in and have a look.
Thank you.
We're looking here, Nibs. There's top charts here. So we've got three different diagrams here of the top of the foot. So we'll start with this one. This is the most superficial layer here. So we can see, look at all these tendons coming through the top of the ankle here, or the ankle, and then fanning out throughout the foot. So lots of white and lots of tendinous material there. Chances for things to get stuck and great places to treat. If we take that layer of tendon off, we can see we've got some muscles under here too. So these in particular are the Extensor digitorum brevis and the Extensor Hallucis brevis, okay? And we've also still got some white tendinous structures in the toes themselves. And if we take them off, we get an idea about the joints. Still have some muscles in here, in between the bones, very, very deep. But yeah, like we did in the foot video, we want to talk to you about what's actually going on in the foot itself. So we can see the 26 bones in the foot. There's about just over 30 joints, individual joints in the foot that all need to articulate and communicate with each other to have a really well-functioning foot, okay? What I want you to see though is this, back on this chart. Like I said, there's a lot of tendinous structures that are coming on to attach to the top of the foot, but where are they coming from? Look at them disappear past these little white lines here. Is the retinaculum. It's a sheath of fascia which basically pull down against these tendons to keep them in place and to protect them, okay? And it's like an articulating surface which actually helps those tendons to glide underneath. But where are these tendons coming from? All right, let's have a bloody look.
Glad you asked.
Glad you asked. Look at this. Look where they're going. So the tendons on the top of the foot and the side of the foot, they all come up the shin and the side of the calf here, okay? So we can see the ones at the front from the Tibialis Anterior, the Extensor digitorum longus, and the Extensor Hallucis longus, which basically extend the toes and extend the foot. But look at the ones at the side here, the perineals. All right, so you've got the perineal tertius, the brevis, and the longus. And look at these ones, the brevis and the longus. They hook at right angles past that ankle bone and go straight up towards the knee. Look at that. It's like a bloody L.
Love it.
Fascinating stuff. Yeah, it's awesome. And look how long that longus tendon is. From pretty much halfway down your shin all the way in and underneath your foot, which I'll get to in a tick. So if we take those superficial structures off, look over here, we get to see some of the deeper structures here. So we still see the longus tendon and the brevis tendon, or pretty much just the brevis tendon. The brevis starts halfway down the shin. Okay, and we've also got the Extensor digitorum longus here, which is from the knee all the way down. And that's the one that fans out into the foot there. Okay, really fascinating. So let's look at these muscles in isolation, Ninj. So here we've got the Tibialis Anterior. Okay, so it's on the shin. And it runs down. Now this one's a bit different because this one actually attaches underneath the foot, but it still crosses the top of the foot and the top of the ankle there, okay? But it finishes underneath. So you can see here. So that's the side-on view. So we can see that attaches underneath. And we've actually addressed that in our plantar fascia video. And we will address these muscles a little bit more, or a lot more, in our shin videos too, and perineal videos. So we just want to give you a bit of an understanding today. All right, so we'll go over it pretty briefly. If we go over here, we can see the Extensor Hallucis longus. So that's this structure right here, Ninja. It comes through, right through the ankle there, and it comes all the way to the toe, the big toe. So that extends the big toe, brings it upwards like this, okay? So another really cool muscle. If we go over again, we'll see the Perineus Longus. This is a beauty. Look at this. Comes all the way down the side of the shin there, around that ankle bone that you guys can feel on the outside of your foot, and attaches to right on the side of the foot. So even though we're doing top of the foot, we're still going to address this one today, okay? Another amazing muscle.
Cool,
Very cool muscle. So this is Perineus Brevis and Perineus tertius. So they sit pretty much underneath the Perineus Longus and to the side. So Perineus Brevis comes down here and follows a similar pathway to the Longus. And if we go over here, Ninja, we'll be able to see Tertius, which is a little bit smaller, and that actually comes down the front of the ankle and attaches just in front of where the other ones are. Okay, let's go over again. Let's see if we've got any more. Yeah, this is the one I really want to look at. Extensor digitorum longus. So we saw the Hallucis ones, which meant that it comes to the big toe. Extensor digitorum longus comes to the other 4 toes. Okay, so you see how the muscle was underneath the tibialis anterior, comes down the top of the ankle, and fans out here. Okay, so look at this. This is fascinating stuff. So all these tendons come up the shin. Okay, so Ninja's going to show us in a little bit, using our hands and some tools, the amount of spots that can get stuck in between these tendons here. Okay, there's some really key money spots that he's going to talk about. All right, what else we got, Ninja? Nah, all good.
Done.
Righto, guys. So yeah, just to touch on, we're going to be talking about the top of the foot today, muscles in the foot itself, but a lot of ones that are coming up the shin here and down the side around here. Okay, so it's a really complex area of the foot. You might just have pain on the top of your foot, so that's why it's going to spruik interest for you, because a lot of people have come in to see us over the years with pain, you know, right here. It can be anywhere on top of the foot, okay? But even if you don't have pain on the top of the foot, we really highly recommend you have a crack at these exercises, because given how many muscles are attaching on the top of the foot from up here, you can really change the way your foot is performing from a walking and running perspective, and you can really change pain or dysfunction in the lower leg and even the knee and above. Okay, so have a crack, stay tuned, Ninja's coming up.
Okay guys, let's explore the top of our feet. So for a start, you can just move your feet around and see how they spread, things like that. You can kind of observe the tendons in the top, things like that.
Looks just like the picture, mate.
Picture perfect feet. See if they can spread, you know, like that's one of the things I've been really working on, is let my feet spread so you got a better foundation, a better grip, you know, a bit of purchase on the ground type of thing when you're sprinting. Can your feet fan out when you're about to land, so you got a better purchase to take off from and things like that. So how do your feet feel? You know, have you got pain in them? You know, so work out what is the right kind of measure for you to test your feet. Is it hopping, jumping, sprinting, pivoting? Is it when you turn this way on this foot that it kind of grabs you in the top of your foot somewhere? So they get all this information and then just try and think about it, and think about where you want to work into. So I suppose if you're looking at this video, you've probably got a foot or a lower leg issue already. So what we want to do, so really critical, we use our hands to kind of feel the top of our feet and kind of work into it for a start. You can kind of sense that there's not much flesh on the top of your foot, but there's lots of tendons. So you can try and work out where is a space that is, you know, really sore for you, where is dysfunctional. So you just have an explore with your own hands, kind of go up on your toes, do little pivots and things like that, just while you're working, just to get a bit of knowledge. So you can kind of use your hands for a start if you're trying to warm things up. So just a palm like that, or you can use the bottom of your other foot is another good one to try and use. You can just sort of do little strokes like this to start with, warm it up. And what you can do, once you start to warm it up a bit, you can do little flossing type things. So you in there like that, and then you go back and keep on that same spot, and that'll kind of floss the tissue directly underneath. So you go slow with this sort of stuff too. You want to really try and create change in the tissues, so they're not going to respond to fast kind of work. They don't change their state. They kind of rebound back pretty much the same. We want to change it. We want to take it from a solid, compressed, dense kind of tissue that's stuck in your foot and melt it down so it can flow and move and squish, stretch like it should. Okay, so, and we saw from the anatomy there is some complex stuff going on in our feet, and underneath the skin it's more than what we can actually see and what we think would be under there. So, but the same goes from other videos. Like, don't worry so much about what they're called and what the labels are. Just worry more about your intuition and where the pain is and
where the blocks are, you know, and what kind of, if it's traumatic or if it feels like it's productive kind of pain. So you can kind of keep on working like that for a start. Warm it up. You can see that, man?
Yeah.
And then maybe once you get down to your toes, then you can start to do these kind of things where I'm just there, you hold a spot, and then you go backwards, and that'll kind of do a flossing kind of motion again, like that. Go right over your toes. So you can do that for the outside toes as well, like that. Really get onto them and give them a good workout, like that. Like I said before, yeah, you can use your other foot like that. So that can be a really good tool, like just the instep of your foot, the arch, you can go like that and really get some purchase on your foot and work it down. You see that?
Yeah, maybe
do the other one.
use your heel or something maybe too. That'd be cool. Yeah.
So yeah, you can kind of do stuff with
Yeah,
your heel,
that's cool.
like that. So you can really kind of start to pinpoint these kind of ones there. So you go on your heel and work down, nice and slow, and you can do little kind of movements with the leg that's affected, and that'll help you kind of hit onto different little aspects of the bones and things beneath the surface, like that. So just little movements like that, up on your toes, these little bits, and that'll help to pinpoint exactly where you want. So as I pull up and push down, I can create more force and get more, you know, purchase onto a spot like that. And we can go down a bit further. On the toes there.
Good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Whoa, keep your balance. You might want to go against the wall maybe. Like that. You can kind of hit a spot.
It's like the ultimate tool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. The old heel, the foot, and you can use ankles as well. Like sometimes it might be an ankle that you want to get in, you know, like cross-legged, and kind of work your ankle into a spot, you know, right into your foot, like that. So you can use your other hand and work right into it, like that. Okay, so they're just some ideas. So the other thing you can do to warm things up is like this, your knuckles like that, and really try and stretch that tissue out like that. And feel those tendons as you go over them, tune into what they feel like. Is there pain in there? Things like that. What's it telling you? The body's giving you information all the time. It's up to us if we try and interpret that information or use that information, or we try and ignore it. You know, so body is just a feedback system. It's always giving us information. Like that, right out to the side. I can feel some stuff out there. It feels quite tender, but also productive and good. So I know there's some good stuff there. So I just sort of camp on that a bit longer, and yeah, keep that in mind for when we want to get deeper in with our knuckles, or you know, with our thumbs, or with the tools, like that.
It's getting into that perineal area, isn't it?
Yeah, man. That's good. So you can kind of move around a little bit too. When you're pinning things, move around a little bit so you can kind of get a sense of what muscle up in your shin maybe is working, or in your calf. Or just sort of, yeah, but the main thing is just tune into the pain. You know, what's it feel like? So we can kind of do strokes down like this as well, down your foot. See that? Nice and slow, working into places. Work in between those tendons with your knuckles, and then continue on into the toes, like that. So you might have sore toe, you know, so yeah, everything can be changed. It's just a matter of application. Got to have action. So what we're trying to do in this series is kind of just plant some seeds, some ideas, some things that you can try. You know, just things to kind of ponder over, and if they kind of resonate with you, try them out. And yeah, interesting, you know, just to see what you can do with your own hands and with tools that from around the house type of thing, like that. So yeah, I'm getting some good pains in my and my toes that I'm sensing are stuck a bit and yeah, not working that well. So just sort of gathering information like that right through like that. So yeah, so now what I do, so I've done a bit of a warm up, I've understood a bit of the spots. So what we do now is really try and pinpoint. So I'm just going to do with my thumb. So a real key spot, like this is one of the money spots. We'll just show you that one. So it's where the toe tendon and the second toe tendon kind of meet in here. There's kind of a good joint in here that often gets stuck. So what you can do is push right up into that corner there. It's like a little triangular bit, and you want something that fits in there really snug. So it might be your thumb for a start. So we use our thumb. Then you might want to stand up, get some weight through it, like that. A little pop there, that was good. And then, yeah, just explore it. Once you've melted out that bit, then you start to explore angles. So you might go deeper that way or the other way, kind of go wherever the pain kind of tells you to go, you know. So got to do what's right for you. So like that. So you just follow the lead. So after that, you can see I've got a good divot in there. Might be the knuckle. So it's sharper. The right tool will present, you know. You want to get right into there. So this can be a real key spot, you know, for that function in the foot. We're talking before about all these bones in your foot. They're all kind of in there together. They need to kind of move a bit, spread a little bit, just so that the foot can spread and function properly. It can absorb forces and it can move you around on this planet. So we want to have that, your foot functioning really well. So get into spots like this, you know, wherever it might be. We're going to do an ankle video, and we've got a video for the underneath the foot as well. So check them out too if you kind of feel like sometimes you might feel there's a spot underneath your foot because there's a referral pain. So, you know, go there, go wherever it kind of takes you. So we can do strokes that go between these tendons, so it can be quite tender in these sort of spots. They kind of got calcifications and stuff stuck. So when I'm pushing in there, I can feel it underneath my foot here. So it's sort of like these referrals and things like that. So you kind of work these kind of bits, you test it, and then you chase where you're feeling it, you know, after that. So just things like this, they can all make a massive change. So just one finger can make a massive change to the function and the pain in a different side in your body, like that. Okay, so yeah, we can work, you know, perineal kind of tendons down in here. So into these sort of spots, give them a good hard workout. So you can you might want to put a lot of weight on that and get a knuckle underneath it. So it might be cross your legs, go like that, you know. So you don't need to have tools, you know, there's no excuses. Just use your imagination. What would fit into the spot? How could you work it? So it's something like that, you know. So I'm right on a good spot there. Keep working it. Put some more weight on. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, it's good, man. So, yeah. So let's work on the toes a bit. So say you got a little toe injury or something like that. Let's just choose that one. So you just pin it and work it. So what would you do with your little toe? You know, up on your toes. So you're going to floss it a bit like that. So it might be this little joint here that's sore. So you get onto different spots on it. There, like that. Hold it, then put some weight through it, like that. Work right through it, and you can kind of do these little gouging strokes right through the top and right through the nail as well. Hurts a bit, but you know, you can relieve so much pain by just working that stuff that's stuck and stagnant and blocked, breaking it down into smaller particles, and let the body do its magnificent work. Just really knows how to heal itself. It just, a lot of times it just wants a bit of flow created, a bit of extra blood flushed into the spot, you know, bit of attention, you know, a bit of awareness of what's going on, and then, you know, getting in bare feet more often, things like that, just moving around, that can start to, you know, flush that. It's like rust out as well, you know, like blow the cobwebs out of it. So yeah, work a toe. So I might work the big toe as well a bit, just an example. So you just kind of choose where the spots are. So it might be a spot into there. So you pin it, hold it, and then work it like that. So I can kind of sense there's a spot going down along there, so I just gouge that along like that. Work right into it. Just sort of, yeah, be intuitive. You're in your own body, so you're sensing what it needs. When I kind of go back and push that way, I can sense that feels really therapeutic. Like that. So wherever you need it, yeah, get in there and do it.
Looks like two big toes.
Is it?
The shovel thumb and the big toe.
Can you tell the difference?
That's why he's the best in the world, folks. Shovel thumb.
Yeah. So this is we kind of created a whole business out of originally working on our own problems and doing all this self-treatment stuff, and worked out how the body worked and kind of interpreted pains and went with our own intuition and kind of figured out where the key spots in the body were, and just went from there and just kept on exploring it, and I still feel like I'm still exploring, and I'm still got a thirst for it, and just passion and pursuit is the word I was looking for. I still got that pursuit for finding out how the body works, and we're just looking at anatomy and stuff like that, and we're still bloody marveling at it. It's like it's all new every time we look at it almost. It's just such an amazing piece of architecture and design, and it's designed to be used, guys. It's we want you to get out there and enjoy your body and kind of expose it to all the different elements and different things in life, the sunshine and the rain and the snow and whatever, just so you can it can be its best. It loves being used. It loves the exposure. It loves the challenges. It's best when it's challenged. So and if you've got pain and stuff like that, you just don't feel like going out there and doing things. So if you can work some of the pain out of your body, then you can go and do the movement, and that'll flush the rest out a lot of times. So this is like a bit of, it's just some ideas, some suggestions, some, thoughts for you guys to try, and see how it goes. But I'll just handball onto Aaron now.
All right, guys, going to use some tools now. Top of the foot is a bit of a weird area though, where if you do have pain there, you'll probably realise that the hands-on work you've just done is probably enough. But we did want to show you some stuff just in case you have a big foot or a pretty deep pain that needs some more targeted work, all right? So what I've got here to start with is just the old lacrosse ball. I feel like this is a really good way to do a bit of an exploration around your foot without causing too much damage, because it is a pretty bony area. You can't cause damage, but it's just more pain when you're doing the treatment. So what I'm going to do here, Ninja, is just push down weight on the ball and then just kind of work through these individual little grooves here of the toes. All those little individual tendons work into the toes themselves. I've got a bit of hammer toe going on through my toes, so it's probably good to get a little bit of a flattening through the toes there. Actually feels quite nice.
Good.
That's good.
Good, man.
It really is. Anyway, get into this big toe, or some call the great toe. Oh, that's good.
Yours is great.
Oh, it's great. Looks like your thumb.
Let me get in there. Comparison.
Anyway, now Ninja's told us already that this is a money spot up here, in like the groove in the first toe and the second toe, right in here. So the good thing about the ball is you can move it around a bit, manipulate it. We might be able to twist it a little bit too. Just work all the way down that line there. Oh yeah. Spread those toes out. All right, I'll turn around here, Ninja, too. We can start working through. Oh, I might use this one, this hand. You reckon, is that all right?
Yep.
Yeah. So once again, still working through these outside areas. And like I said, it is pretty bony, so if you do flick like that, because the lacrosse ball is a bit, it's hard, but it's got a bit of a soft exterior, it doesn't really hurt too much. So I'm just not really paying attention to the direction I'm going. I'm just allowing the ball to move over my foot and glide, and then just seeing where it takes me. So there's no real rules, guys. You just go wherever the ball takes you. You know what, it actually feels really good to glide it. I've just realised that then. That feels, oh yeah, really good. So, yeah, maybe just do this, guys. I reckon I've just created something here. Start at the ankle, and then just glide her down there. That's good. So, you know, I've done a line down the pinky toe there. Might flatten that bastard out too. Oh, yeah. Let's go down the fourth toe. Oh, that's good. Might pattern this, Ninja. Oh, right in there. Right in there. Give that a try if you're following on at home. Scotty Brinson, I know you have a lacrosse ball. You better be doing this, mate. Oh, right in there. That is gold. So that, it's like a real money spot. That shoots off to me toes, up me ankle a little bit too. Oh, I reckon there's more money spots around here, Ninja.
Yeah, man.
All right, so you get the gist with that. What about getting into the perineals here? We know, remember that one at the start? So it comes down here and it hooks hard around that ankle bone and then comes down and underneath the foot there, and you've got the tertius which comes down in there. So maybe we can do some work through here and see if we can just free up that line of that tendon a little bit, and then just bring it down here, glide it in. Woo! Don't mind this. This is good. Yeah, right there, right where that bunch of stuff would be. Anyway, yeah, you get the gist of it, guys. Just explore with the ball. Now, if you do have a more targeted area, now you see there, that's that line of tendon that we were showing you before. So we've got the Extensor Hallucis Longus, which extends the big toe, and we've got the Extensor Digitorum Longus here, which extends the four toes here. Now, Ninja's already told us that in between the second and the big toe, there's a money spot. But for me, I reckon it was in between all these ones here. Okay, so with our rolling pin, maybe if we did have one spot, we could just pin. Oh, yeah. So that's right on it, okay? So this one, you don't really want to roll too much. We're really just targeting that area. So what we can do too is maybe we can twist. See that? It's like twisting it, trying to free up that whole line there. Okay, so we'll go to the next one, see what's in there. Yeah, that's good too. Oh yeah, work back up into it, work down, it's really sharp. All right, so maybe you've got a wooden spoon. See that line there? Maybe we can get right in that crack there. Yeah, right there. Do some flossing movements too. Maybe we can get our knee moving over that ankle and open up those bones even more. Maybe we've got the old mini spatula here. That's a nice little groove. Might fit right snug in between one of these lines here. Look at that. Bang, straight onto it. Oh, floss that again. All right, the old cocoa jack. Scraping out some coconut. Look at that. Where could that fit? I reckon back in there. That's good. Right in there. Yep. Yeah. Awesome. And then to finish off the old curtain rod, look at that. You do some real detailed work in here. Maybe what you want to do, Ninja, I'm thinking on the fly here, brother. Maybe what you want to do is get some old wax. Make sure it's natural. Look at this. Maybe we wanted to, that's probably it too much, eh, Ninja? But look at this, maybe we can just do some gliding in here. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Why did I decide to do this? Wow, that's good. Where's that? Yeah, look at that. Right in that channel there. Ooh. Oh. Gouge it out. Surge it forward. Yeah. All right. So you get the gist, guys. Oh, you maybe. I probably can't leave the old Johnny Eels out of line here, Ninja. So a lot of people over the years that have come to see us here will report of outside foot pain here. Heaps of people get it. So if you've got it at home, give it a crack like this. Get in there, pin things. Get that shin moving, get the ankle bone moving, get all the joints in the foot moving too. Work through these points. There's no rules, guys. As long as you go slow, explore with confidence, push into pain and make sure it's productive, you can't do any wrong, okay? Make sure you're always retesting, evaluating, testing, all these things. And yeah, You can't go wrong. So there's some ideas, guys, of just how you can innovate. Remember, like I said, most of the top of the foot stuff you'll be able to pinpoint effectively with your hands. But if you did need the use of tools, get into the utensil cupboard, get into the shed, and have a crack, all right? We've got one more tool to come up, and it's Ninja with his broomstick.
Okay, guys, got the broomstick out. So, as Aaron said, we probably can do most of the fixing with our own hands. But if you do need to target something, maybe you can look for some tools. And broomstick is really good because you don't need mobility in your back and hamstrings and stuff like that to be able to reach your foot. So what we can do is, so our money spot here, so we can kind of just place it like that. So we're not going to go crazy on it as well. So we can kind of manage the amount of force by just, not pushing that hard into it. So what we can do is just hold onto a spot, and then once we are started to melt it out, then we can start to explore the angles. So we can kind of go back into it like that, into that money spot. We can try and scoop it out type of thing. So with the broomstick as well, you can kind of do a bit of slow kind of gouging and treatment like that. So what I like as well is because you can start to step through like this. Go back a little bit. So you can kind of start to step through and where those pains are. So if you have a pain when you're just doing that part of your step, you can kind of pin that bit and then hold it and then try and work into that way that you bring on that pain. So if it's a pivot, so it's a twisting like that, so you might have a spot in your foot here, say. So when you hold onto it and then you try and replicate that pain. So you're twisting into it, trying to exaggerate the pain. So you might bring it on a different way. So trying to explore the angle. So that might be the angle there. So then when we twist to pivot like that, then we can kind of exaggerate that connection with it and clear that calcified spot out like that. So yeah, it's a really good way to explore things like that. We can kind of do into our toes a bit too. So if you've got a spot, say in your toe, like that, you pin it, and then you can start to work the spot. So I can feel that toe there. Second toe is quite tender. So be mindful, you don't want to break anything, but you want to pin the spot and go with what feels right, So we might be able to step through like that and try to get weight dispersing through our foot in the way that it does when it causes us pain. So, and then go for it. So it might be on this little toe, like that. When I step through, change angles, try and hit a spot, like that. So as I kind of change the weight through the foot, that'll change the different aspect that the broomstick hits on the spot that you're trying to work out, like that. So yeah, use the broomstick kind of wisely, I suppose. Like it is the most advanced tool that we kind of do, and it does have the most power to get into some real pinpoint kind of spots. So yeah, just be wise, but hands-on can be the best, and remember to go from broad through to sharper as well. So you can tell that we love the feet, and they are such an important thing. So yeah, make sure you take care of your feet. And yeah, use them. Get out there and sprint, guys. We want you to barefoot sprint every single person that's potentially capable. What's that, man? Good.
Don't forget to tell them about the calf video and the shin and the perineal.
Oh yeah, fucking have a look at the other videos, guys. Jeez. There's plenty out there. It's good price.
Best price ever.
Best thing in life for free, and that's why I suppose it's $6 for a broomstick, but close to free. Anyway, guys, use your feet, get on your feet, fix your feet up. Go and watch our other videos. Thanks for watching.
See ya.
Bye.
Okay. G'day guys, Aaron here from MMT. Another important episode today.